After arriving in Falls do Iguaçu and explore the Itaipu Dam, one of the world's largest hydraulic power stations. Our adventure in the Paraná River Triple Frontier region continues as we visit a special place that, well, we had already visited before, the Iguaçu Falls. Hopefully, we'll be able to find the answer to this question that many people have after our visit. Is it really worth it or necessary to see the same waterfalls from both the Argentinian side and the Brazilian side? Alright folks, I just got into the entrance to the Iguazu National Park here on the Brazilian side, and I just got my ticket. It's really easy to purchase. Like everywhere else in Brazil, there are ticket machines that supports multiple languages. You can just buy them directly with your credit card. But anyways, as suspected, despite the fact that the park opens at 9 o'clock, the first bus leaves at 9:10, so that leaves us about 10 minutes. We're just gonna maybe walk around and I'll see you inside the park on the bus. Similar to the Argentinian side of the national park, the entrance is quite some distance away from the main attractions. However, on the Brazilian side, you'll be taking the double-decker buses, just like the ones we took at the Itaipu Dam, that depart a bit more frequently, rather than the less frequent mini trains on the Argentinian side. All the major sites on the Brazilian side are also more concentrated in the same area, and the length of the trails are also significantly less than on the Argentinian side. For most of the visitors, half day should be good enough for seeing everything. Therefore, the Brazilian park is totally doable as a day trip destination, even for folks who are staying in Puerto Iguazu, Argentina, or Ciudad del Este in Paraguay. The bus has reached its final stop, and yeah, I can already see the falls. I mean, it's not our first time seeing the Iguazu Falls. Holy, this is very different from the Argentinian side. Upon a closer look, yep, this is indeed the same Iguaçu Falls I visited, because I saw the very same trails that I walked on just 2 days ago. Yeah, I have to warn you that the Brazilian side of the Iguaçu National Park is really touristy, and yeah, even the staff here are trying to upsell you additional tours at the entrance. I got stopped by one of the staff, and I thought she was going to help me with boarding the bus, but she took me to an office trying to sell me the tour and wasted some time, but that's okay. And also because on the Argentinian side, everybody arrives by train, so in between the trains there's always a gap, and you can take advantage of that gap time. That means if you wait around for a little bit, you're gonna have the whole place all by yourself with no crowds, whereas on the Brazilian side, because everybody arrives by bus, I thought if I wait there's gonna be less people, but it's just one bus after another. So, and now it appears, oh wow, and now it appears that all the tour groups have their own buses as well, so you're just gonna see buses of tourists coming in waves with no stop. The key is, still, don't let the continuous stream of visitors bother you. Take your time and enjoy the incredible views of this park that you'll never forget for the rest of your life. And having been to the Argentinian side, we know that the absolute heavyweight is still ahead of us, and yes, that's Cataratas del Iguazú. Yeah, this you're gonna get wet as you approach the Iguazu Falls. It already starts raining, except the rain does not come from the sky. The rain comes from the falls. Yep, here comes Garganta do Diablo, the devil's throat, or in Portuguese, Garganta do Diabo. Despite everything in my view were the exact same places I saw just 2 days earlier, I felt like I visited a whole new park. They say you couldn't see the Empire State Building from the Empire State Building itself. I guess 2 days ago, I was in that situation, looking down from the top of the Iguaçu Falls like the king of the world. However, this time, I'm looking at this natural wonder in its entirety from the best place you can ever imagine. And as we approach Garganta del Diablo, it just gets more intense. The glory and magnificence of the Iguaçu Falls cannot just be captured on camera. Oh my goodness. I was warned by many others that you will get wet at the Iguazu Falls on both sides. After coming prepared on the Argentinian side, but nothing happened. I thought it would be the same for the Brazilian side as well. Man, I was so wrong. I guess it was too late to go back to my hotel to get my jacket and umbrella. Whatever, I was determined that I would enjoy the full experience of the Iguazu Falls on the Brazilian side, even if it means that I would get super wet. The twilight zone, and as you can see, I have put my camera away, so yeah, from now it's just gonna be the GoPro and my cell phone. Put on my sunglasses because the water is pretty intense. Can't see anything. experience of a lifetime. These footages were amazing, right? Well, at the time of filming, I had one problem though.
I have no idea what I filmed.
Yeah, all the splashing water made checking what was recorded on my phone and GoPro screens literally impossible. So I wouldn't know what I filmed, or how the end results of the footages were like. Now looking back, everything worked out just perfectly. Alright, maybe it was time to get out of the twilight zone.
As you can see, I'm completely soaked. I have no idea what kind of video I shot, so I guess we'll find out together after I go home.
Again, the magnificence of the Iguazu Falls cannot be captured by any camera. You have to come here and check it out yourself. If you want to get less wet, there is a multi-level observation area right next to the falls. Yeah, like seriously, right next to the falls. For those of you who can't or don't want to go through the main walking trail like I did, but still want to appreciate the full view of the Devil's Throat from the Brazilian park, you can be at the very top level of the observation area. The top level is easily accessible from the last stop of the double-decker buses that you rode into the park. And it also allows you to be at the lower level right by the waterfall by taking an elevator. Yeah, folks, as you can see, I'm completely soaked, and at the end of the trail, there is a huge rest area. I'm just gonna dry myself out and maybe have lunch as well. But yeah, like this is pretty much the end of the Brazilian side, and yeah, I only spent about 3 hours in here, and that includes getting soaked by the magnificent waterfall. Just like how I imagined, the park's restaurant was a full-service buffet. That means you can eat everything for the price of one. Including my hotel breakfast buffet, I already had 4 buffet meals in a row by that point. Anyways, the buffet inside the Iguaçu National Park, Brazil was pretty good and the price was reasonable. If you stand right next to the restaurant, you should be able to see the viewpoint of Cataratas del Iguazú on the Argentinian side, where we were just 2 days ago. If you haven't checked out our video on Iguazu National Park, Argentina, I'll leave the link in the description box below. After lunch, I went back to the multi-level observation area to have one last look of the magnificent Iguaçu Falls. Again, like I said earlier, no camera could capture what I saw with my eyes. You have to be there to see it yourself. As for which side of the Iguaçu Falls was better, I say if you have time, check out both the Argentinian side and the Brazilian side. The larger Argentinian side will give you more closer encounters with the falls, which you wouldn't be able to do in the Brazil park. And you will also have way more opportunities seeing wildlife of the region. The smaller Brazilian side, on the contrary, will give you panoramic views of the entire waterfall system, which you wouldn't be able to see otherwise in Argentina. The more developed Brazil park is ideal for those who are short on time, and it is easily doable as a half-day trip even from Argentina and Paraguay. Which side do you like more? Leave a comment below and let me know. Oh my gosh, the water, because the fall is that way and the water just keeps blowing to my face. For a lot of folks, they combine the Itaipu Dam and this place, those 2 attractions, into one day. I think that's doable. Yeah, I think I'm probably just gonna head back to Falls de Iguazú and concludes our adventure here in the world-famous Iguaçu Falls. Like, yeah, my shirt, because it's a football jersey, so it dries real quick. Even my socks are wet from the the adventure into that observation deck. And as you can see, there are a lot of people who are just sitting here and drying their clothes as well. A UNESCO World Heritage Site and often being referred to as one of the 7 natural wonders. The Iguaçu Falls today are the largest waterfall system in the world. While its beauty and magnificence are beloved and celebrated globally, we shouldn't take everything for granted. Some human decisions could easily make any grand natural monument gone in a matter of a very short time. Think about the Waterfalls, which are now buried underneath the reservoir of the nearby Itaipu Dam. Designations such as national parks or nature reserves could be meaningless terms when humans are stubborn and determined to achieve their goals regardless of the costs. It will only take a population boom or a shortage of electricity for the authorities, sometimes with people's supports, to remove the designations that are supposed to offer protection and conservation by law, like how it was done by the Brazilian and Paraguayan governments back in 1982. While we have no control over what's ahead of us in the future, what people will need to understand and be educated on is this. For any natural wonders, once it's gone, it's likely that it will be gone forever. Nothing will be reversible.